Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and today's video is a cruise tip. So the question is, when you cruise, do you take excursions? And if you do take excursions, where do you book them? Well, when we first started cruising, we would book a cruise at every single port. But now we've been cruising for a while, very seldom do we take an excursion. And when we do take an excursion, we always book on the cruise line that we're sailing with. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Like I said, when we first started cruising, we would go on all these different excursions, and they were a lot of fun. But there are some ports that you don't really necessarily need to take an excursion. And investigating that is something that you really need to do. I highly suggest that if you do book a cruise, to try to see if there is a Facebook page, and if so, join that. And everybody there answers each other's questions, particularly maybe if somebody's been to certain ports and maybe you haven't been there, they can give you some tips and all. So I highly suggest that. But as far as excursions go, a couple of ports that we have never taken an excursion is Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, and you could probably not take an excursion at Grand Turk. We did the first time. We actually went snorkeling, and it was a lot of fun, but we learned. We've been to Grand Turk quite a few times, and they actually have a huge swimming pool and a really large beach area. And when you first get on the ship and you go down the pier, there's like mass humania right there, but if you go down a little bit further, you'll find spots that are not so crowded. Always book your excursions through the cruise line that you are sailing with. Why? Well, there's a number of reasons why. One of the main reasons is you do not want to get left behind if for some reason you are returning late from your excursion. Twice we've come back late, and we were not left behind because we were booked on excursions from the cruise line that we were sailing with. One of them was we were on a kayaking excursion with our 4 children. My mom and dad, they were sailing with us, and they elected not to come with us, so they just stayed on the boat. And my mom was very, very nervous that we were going to miss the ship. And she kept going to the front desk and asking, and she found out that they actually knew exactly where we were and exactly when we were going to be back. And, you know, if you are running late and you're not with an excursion from the cruise line, they don't know when you're going to be back. They don't even know if you took an excursion. They do not know where you are. And so it's really kind of hard for them to wait. Plus the fact they're on a schedule, so they need to stay with that schedule. The other time we were late, we were actually on a snorkeling excursion, and on the way back to the ship, our boat broke down. But again, the cruise line knew about it. They knew where we were. To be honest with you, we were so close to the ship, we probably could have almost swam there. But they will wait. And if for some reason, maybe you're on a breakdown hours away, if you're on an excursion that the ship knows about through the cruise line, and they cannot wait, they will make sure you get back to where you need to be, maybe to the next port. But they will make sure of that, and it will be on their dime, not yours. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, and in other words, if you're questioning what I'm saying, I suggest you go over to YouTube and you search "ship leaves passengers," and you'll see a whole bunch of people getting left behind. Well, I've witnessed that firsthand many, many times. In fact, I remember one time, this was actually really pretty funny. One lady she knew she was running late and that the ship was going to leave her, and she had paid somebody with a small boat to chase the ship. And you could see her, she was hollering, and I wish I would have had this on video because it was hilarious. But she caught up with the ship, and I was surprised they did let her on board. But anyway, you don't want to be that lady that's left behind or any of those people on YouTube that's left behind. Anyway, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, signing out for now. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.